Well, this should not be a shock to anyone, but Ducati is definitely planning on bringing a baby Streetfighter V2 to the market. Of course, baby is not really the correct term, but when you compare it to the Ducati Streetfighter V4 with its 208 horsepower and 122 Nm of torque, everything else seems to be a bit, well, less. But let's jump into the video. In an exclusive interview with Motorcycle News, Ducati CEO Claudio Domenicali has revealed that a lower capacity version of their Streetfighter V4 is in the planning. When asked if the Italian firm's new 205 horsepower V4 naked bike might alienate some riders with the extreme performance, Claudio said that we now have the Panigale V2 that makes 155 horsepower and puts you in the range when you can experience exciting sports riding without being extreme, and we would like to have a naked bike in different categories too. A quote from him verbatim, the Streetfighter V4 will remain at the top and then have other motorcycles where you can get the same sports feeling with less extreme performance. We're thinking of a very interesting new naked model that will definitely come sooner rather than later. Given that the Streetfighter V4 is a Panigale V4 with flat bars and no fairings, we would expect a Streetfighter V2 to follow suit and carry a lot of its sport sibling specs over. That would mean the same 155 horsepower 955cc liquid-cooled V12 engine, fully adjustable Showa forks, Zox shock, and twin monoblock Brembo brakes with cornering ABS. It would also mean a quick shifter and auto blipper, electronic engine braking control, and a MotoGP-derived anti-wheelie and traction control that's seen across the Panigale range. Weight will presumably be similar to that of the 200kg Panigale V2, which is 10 kilograms lighter than the brand new 124 horsepower Kawasaki Z900 and 12 kilograms lighter than the 143 horsepower Honda CB1000R. A smaller capacity Streetfighter shouldn't need the 4 aerodynamic wings that it takes to keep the V4's front wheel on the ground either, so it would also get a sleeker front end, but who doesn't like a good wing? All these signs point towards a Streetfighter V2 being something we should all be very, very excited about. Despite the similarities in between the Streetfighter and the Panigale V4, the naked version costs $2,000 less, or roughly 10%, which is a pretty hefty chunk of change. If you carry that same logic to the middleweights, you end up with a price of just about mid $15,000, which is just spectacular price for the bike. As of now, we have nothing really concrete. We don't know when it would go into production, we don't know if it ever is going to become a reality, but if the CEO of Ducati says that it's going to happen, we can assume it's going to happen. So that's all I have for you guys today. You know how much I absolutely adore the new Ducati Streetfighter V4, and I love the idea of it spawning into a family of bikes. But what are your thoughts on the potential Streetfighter V2? Let me know in the comments below.